Have you ever found yourself standing in front of the fridge not because you're hungry, but because you're stressed, sad, or just bored? You grab a snack, it feels good for a few moments, but then comes the guilt. If that sounds familiar, you might be stuck in a cycle of emotional eating. And today we're going to break it down and talk about how you can take back control. Welcome back, guys. I am Nicholas, your strength hypertrophy coach. And here on this channel, we talk about fitness, health, nutrition, bodybuilding, mentality, and everything that's related and how it can get fixed through fitness. Today's video is about emotional eating disorder. It's something millions of people struggle with, but very few talk about it openly. By the end of this video, you will understand what emotional eating is, why it happens, and practical steps you can start using today to overcome it. So let's start simple. Emotional eating is when we use food to deal with our feelings instead of eating because our body needs fuel. Maybe you eat ice cream when you're sad, chips when you're stressed, or even just snack out of boredom. The tricky part? In the moment, it works. Food always comforts us, but it doesn't fix the root problem, and often it leaves us feeling even worse. There are a few big reasons why we do it. First, let's start with stress hormones. When you're stressed, your body produces cortisol, which actually makes you crave fatty, salty, and sugary foods. Secondly, it could be possibly a learned behavior. Maybe as a kid you got candy when you were upset or ice cream to celebrate, so now food feels like comfort or reward. Thirdly, avoiding emotions. Eating distracts us from sadness, loneliness, or even anger. It numbs the feeling for a while. Last but not least, restrictive dieting. Ironically, being too strict with food can trigger emotional binges, especially when willpower runs out. Here are some red flags of emotional eating to look out for. First, you're eating when you're not physically hungry. Secondly, you crave specific comfort food, not just any food. Third, eating happens automatically, almost like you are on autopilot. Fourth, after eating, you feel guilt or regret. If you relate to this, don't panic, you're not alone, and it doesn't mean that you're broken. Now let's break down the emotional eating cycle. Here's what actually happens. Stress or emotion leads to eating for comfort, temporary relief, guilt or regret, even more stress, which again leads back to eating more. It's a loop, and breaking it means learning new ways to deal with emotion at the start of the cycle. Now let's talk solutions and how to break free from that emotional eating cycle. Here are 5 powerful ways to start breaking free. Number 1, pause before eating. Ask yourself, am I actually feeling hungry or am I feeling something else? Number 2, identify triggers. Keep a food and mood journal for a week. Notice when emotions drive eating. Number 3, find alternatives. Stress ball, journaling, calling a friend, or even going for a quick walk. Find a coping tool that isn't food. Number 4, and this is my expertise, prioritize fitness, especially resistance training. This is huge. Physical activity is one of the most powerful natural stress relievers. Just moving your body shifts your mood, clears your head, and lowers cravings. But here's the real breakthrough. Strength training. When you train your body with resistance, whether it's lifting weights, using bands, or even bodyweight training, you release endorphins, build confidence, and create a sense of progress. And you know what? Food stops being the only reward and comfort. You start to feel proud of your body and what it can do, not just what it looks like. Number 5, and that's very important as well, seek support. Talking with a therapist or a dietitian or a coach can make a massive difference. You don't have to do this alone. You don't need to do this alone. Alright, time for a story. One of my clients, Maria, came to me after years of late night emotional eating. She told me she felt completely trapped in that guilt cycle. Together, we introduced a simple resistance training plan 3 times per week, and within weeks, she noticed something incredible. When stress hit, her first instinct wasn't to grab a snack anymore. Instead, she'd go lift, she'd go for a walk, or she'd reach out. The cravings lost their power, and she built strength and confidence she never thought she had. Another story, another client of mine, is George. His trigger was boredom in the evenings. We built him a mindful eating strategy, but most importantly, we added resistance training and workouts that he actually enjoyed. Instead of sitting in front of the TV with food, he'd knock out a quick workout, a short workout, and the results? He lost fat, he gained muscle mass, and most importantly, he felt in control again. His words to me were, I am finally feeling free from emotional eating and regret after eating. You know, the cycle we mentioned previously. And remember, emotional eating isn't about lack of willpower. It's about coping. You don't need to fight yourself. You just need to find new strategies that actually work long term. And every step you take, no matter how small, it's still progress. So that's emotional eating in a nutshell, what it is, why it happens, and most importantly, how to start breaking free. But here's the truth, knowledge alone won't transform your life. The real change happens when you combine the right strategies with accountability and support. That's why I created my one-on-one VIP online coaching program. We don't just tackle emotional eating. We build you a personalized plan that includes fitness, nutrition, resistance training, and mindset coaching. I work side by side with you every step of the way, and the results, they go far beyond fat loss or muscle gain. Together we create freedom to enjoy food without guilt, to love your training, and to feel in control again. If you're ready to break free from this cycle and achieve the results you never thought possible, the link to apply for my coaching is right below this video. Drop a comment and tell me what's your biggest emotional eating trigger. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more. And remember, you are stronger than your cravings. And together with the right coaching, we can achieve so much more. I can't wait to work with you. See you in the next one. Peace.